morning. It's Friday. It's Friday. July 21st. I checked. July 21st, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. We have advanced sets this morning, sets 10 through 18. We're not going to practice all of them. We are going to pay a little bit more attention to low work today. Loosen up a little bit, and then try and pay a little bit of attention to low work. I have a couple things that I'm going to talk about real quick. First, I have a new book out, The Ambassador. It's science fiction, adventure, it's fun, and it's family friendly, okay? It's got martial arts in it too, so there's a lot of martial arts themes in the story, and the foundation of the story has a lot to do with what we pay attention to in traditional martial arts, and the idea that I teach in this class, which is that we can't grab at things. I'm going to grab at this, I'm going to grab at this, I'm going to... No. We have to understand, and we have to let them come. That I'm going to grab at being relaxed. I'm going to try and be relaxed. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be relaxed. No, it doesn't work. Take a breath. Relax through the shoulders, drop the elbows, open the back, bend the knees just a little bit, and then take another breath. Alright, now I can relax. I wasn't trying to relax. I was trying to let go of tension, let it go, and breathe. I wasn't trying to relax. Being able to relax was a result. That is part of what we want to cultivate. Not all of it, but that's part of it. And that sense of grasping, of trying too hard, is part of what we pay attention to each time we get up and practice. It's part of the story. I wrote it. It's got martial arts in it. That's all I got to say. All right. And with that, we've also got a website. We've got radio drama that we're working on, and a couple more things coming that hopefully will materialize over the next few months. Working on it. That is one thing. Another is, and I said this yesterday, the book that we published back in 1998-99 on Professor Liu's Wudang Qigong, which is what I'm teaching in this class. I had done the translation. We published it as a dual language book. It has been out of print for a while. I looked at it, and I am going to republish it. It will be available as an online book as well as a print book. As soon as I get it ready, I will let you know. I'm talking about this now because it is imminent. It's not, I'm going to do it sometime, it's going to happen. I've looked at it, and within the next few weeks, maybe even the next couple of weeks, maybe even sooner, I will have it ready, and I said, I will let you know. That is something that is part of the new things that I'm looking at, new things that I'm doing. Part of it is collecting and putting into better form all of the things that I've been teaching in these classes, as well as material that I have not yet collected, have not yet shared, as well as some of my own teaching, right? Some of the stuff that I've been talking about. That all needs to be collected and put together so that it is in a more coherent form. Coming to class every day. My classes are very, more or less structured. I have certain things that I pay attention to. And that has value because it builds over time. If you were to sit down to look at maybe end to end, what am I looking at here? What are the types of practices? What are we doing in practice? You would need to come to several classes. Nothing wrong with that either. Having a book, having some video that is one by one, which I've already created, having these kinds of learning tools is helpful. I've got the material. I'm looking at some of it sitting on the table here in front of me right now. It's going to happen. So, let's get started with today's practice. As I'm checking the machine as I do that. Focus for this month has been, and will continue to be, heart, shin. That's the character. That one I know reasonably well. The focus this morning is on how we keep a creative thought, right? So I did this yesterday with the idea that as we extend, we're going to pull in, right? I want what this is, as opposed to I don't want, right? That concept of what am I paying attention to? What am I keeping in my heart? And I talked about that at length yesterday. What is heart and what am I referring to? And it's that, excuse me, it's not, although it's not excluding, but it's not, this is not a reference to Shinzan, the physical heart organ. We are paying attention to that. It should be part of practice. But in this case, we're paying more attention to the idea of what's in the heart. What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? Something that's creative? Am I thinking about something that's destructive? Am I thinking about something that's negative? Am I thinking about something that's positive that I want to bring in? That thought process, what is that positive thought process? How do I do that? How do I find what that positive thing, that invisible positive thing, how do I find that? Part of it is what I talked about just at the very beginning. We're not grabbing at things, right? So I want to allow that to come in. Oh, there it is. Bring it in. That idea that it's something to be brought in is part of what we want to pay attention to. The other part is, what do I gain? What do I gain? It's a little bit self-centered, but it's your practice, so my practice. What do I gain? Why do I want to do? What do I benefit? Where's the benefit for me? If I think about that in a way that is shallow and greedy, I get very little benefit. That's over here on this side. That's the stuff that you don't want. If I think about that in terms of benefit to my health, benefit to my peace of mind, quiet the heart, quiet the body, right? That benefit to my peace of mind, that's a lot of benefit. I like that. I want to cultivate that. If I focus on opening and bringing that in, then I have the opportunity to replace whatever this negative that I don't want, the destructive thing. This is creative, this is destructive, right? I can replace that destructive with something creative. There are times when I want that destructive. Analysis is destructive. I take things apart. I deconstruct. I want that. Is my practice correct? Is this form correct? Am I paying attention to the elements that I should be paying attention to? I want to deconstruct all of it. Today, we want to pay attention to that constructive part. So, quiet the mind, quiet the body. The first set that we're going to do, and we're going to do this twice, because the first time I'm going to use it to warm up my legs, is stirring the grass to seek the snake. So we're here, 2, 3, and open, and come back to center, right? And on the other side, 1, 2, 3, open, and come back to center. This turning needs to engage everything. It's not just the hips, it's not just the knees, it's the hips and the knees and the waist and the ribs and the shoulders, and everything turns. The first set, very gently, with a high stance. Then we're going to do another set with a little bit lower stance. Pay attention to this idea of opening and allowing what is positive and what you would like. Not the one. Bad stuff, I don't want this, go away. What do I want? What do I like? What do I want to cultivate? Pay attention to that. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe. Relax the breath. And breathe in. Breathe out. Nice and easy. And turn. Turn. Open. And come back to center. Nice and easy. Turn. And 1, 2, 3. Open. And come back to center. Pay attention to the breath. Pay attention to the shape of the movement. As you move through, pay attention to the center of the palms, the labrum. Keep the back straight. Again, nice and easy. Very little effort. That sense of rhythm with the breath, relaxed movement, almost no effort. 2 more. And last time. Nice and easy. Center, Hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, little bit more effort. With the idea that we still want to keep this nice, smooth, open, relaxed sense through the movement. Feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Breathe in, palms up. And breathe out. Press down, sink. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Relax. Allow the movement. To open. Turn. And close. And turn. Open. And close. Turn. Open. And close. Turn. Open. And close. Nice and easy. Relax the breath. 2 more. Keep the back straight as you extend. Last time. Hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Coiling Snake. We're paying much more attention to that center line. If we're not paying attention to the center line, we fall over, right? Alright, so we want to pay attention to the center line. As the hands come up, and we're going to do this again, the same method. So the first time through, very light movement, very relaxed movement. Not worried so much about the extent of the movement as just keeping it nice and quiet, moving through the whole body, right? And turn, up, and turn. Okay? The second time through, a little bit more, sink a little bit more, paying a little bit more attention to the turn and twist as we go down so that we can extend that all the way to the floor. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight, pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press down. Turn to left, Turn the left toes just a little bit. And twist. Come back up. Nice and easy. And on the right. And twist. And come back to center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep the back straight. Pay attention to the hips. That the hips stay over the heel. Right? Sufficiently behind the heel that you can go all the way down and not so far back that you can't. Right? I'll talk about that after a minute. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Relax through the upper body. Keep the back straight. Don't lean. Two more. Don't let your turning leg collapse against your holding leg. You have to keep both legs separate. Last time. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. And breathe out. Alright, this time a little bit more extent of the movement. Pay a little bit more attention to opening and turning as we sink down. Right, so yeah, I'm here. Let me go this other way. Let me go here. Where my hip is here has to be enough behind my heel that I can go down, right? So if I'm going to do this on one leg, I'm not going to do it on one leg, but all right, I probably should, but not going to try. All right, so here's my hip, this heel down here, right? If I don't sit back a little bit, I can't go down, right? I can't, from this position, I can't go all the way down, right? I have to sit back behind the heel just a little bit. If I sit back too much and do this, it ain't going to happen either. So, keeping the back straight, okay, no. Don't stick it out this way. But do pay attention to the body alignment so that you could, and I'm going to do this on two legs, so that you could potentially, and I am going to have to lean a little bit, but it'll be all right. You could potentially get down to here somewhere, right? That, and I said I was going to be leaning. That posture should be straight. My back should be straight. It's not, right? It's not. My hip should be just a little bit closer to my heel and straight down. It's not. Flexibility in the leg, holding through the center here and being able to pull up is what will give me that movement. It's in the hip. It's that turn has to happen through the hip, and the torso has to hold to support the body. We are paying attention to that in this exercise. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Pay attention to where the hip is. Pay attention to where your weight is. And don't fall over. I am going to talk about that in a minute. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Pull up. Sink. Come back to center. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Open the back. Turn. Two more. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Last time. Open the back. Turn. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Alright, so I lost my balance. I did. What happened? As I was turning, I was not paying enough attention to my turning leg and keeping this part of my hip stable. My supporting leg, right? I leaned, so I was off balance, right? Being able to recover that, I needed to adjust something. I moved something else to adjust my balance. That understanding, it's not, and I'm going to show something here in just a second. It's not unreasonable. It's not. That it happens. It's part of how we develop the skill to do what we're doing. Also notice that I corrected that problem. What did I do? I paid attention to the hip, right? Across here. This needs to stay flat. I also paid more attention to pulling up through the waist and keeping the back of my hip open so that my leg could move without my hip needing to move. Right? So that's my leg. My hip's not going anywhere. That's just my leg. Right? That's just my leg. My hip's not going anywhere. That idea that the hip stays and the leg moves in the hip, is what we need to have. I didn't. I missed it. I corrected that. Understanding what happened, how to correct it, and then being able to correct it. What happened? I don't know. Well, you can't fix it until you know, all right? Once you know, you may not be able to fix it. I know I lost my balance, but I don't know what happened. That deconstruction, that analysis piece, that, for me, that's immediate. Well, what happened? What, oh, I know. Move on. I'll come back to it later. Why might that happen? Oh, all kinds of reasons. Not paying attention. Doing more than what your muscles are ready to do. Both of those this morning, right? What do? Well, not paying attention, you can just pay attention, right? That's the obvious is often what we really need to look at. Now, I said I was going to do this, I am. As we are working through this exercise, I don't know which direction I go. Go turn this way. All right. Right here. If I'm leaning, I'm going to roll to the outside of my foot, and I won't be able to go all the way down. And let me go this way. Right here. Same thing here. At angle on my back, placement, the hips up, I'm leaning forward. Not going to happen. It's not. Yeah, let me go this way. I'm more or less straight at this point. My back is straight. I have my weight distributed correctly, so most of my weight is centered through my sustaining leg. I've got a little bit on the back leg, not too much. Not leaning is the key. Where do I put my hip so that I can actually go all the way down? And I'm going to still use my hands for this, okay? So as I'm turning here, this has to be ready to set. So that I can twist and get all the way down here. Right? Now, here, roughly, around here. This foot has to plant. This is my sustaining leg out here, right? This one has to plant sufficiently that I can support, I'm using my hands back here, that I can support my weight through this leg with this leg on the floor. And I can come back up. Now, I'm going to try it on this side because this side's a little stronger. I've got a little bit better, I've got a little bit more strength on my right side than I do on my left side. I'm closer than I used to be. I used to have to use my hand a lot more. Building that skill, building that strength is part of what we want to do in this exercise, right? That up and down, all the way up, all the way down, so that whether I'm here, here, or down here on the floor, I can address the body mechanics to be able to get up and down smoothly without too much additional effort. That physical skill development is partly from actually doing the exercise, we actually go up and down, and partly from developing the creative sense that I'd like to do this. It's fun. I want to develop the skill. How do I do that? I want to bring that in to what I have. It's not a, let me go grab this, let me go grab this, let me go grab this type of effort. And the more we can relax, focus on the breath, pay attention to the alignment, centering, and keeping the body still and straight as we're moving, the easier it is to develop more strength, which gives us more strength, which we can then use in all of the other exercises in addition to the ones that we're practicing today. I'm going to stop here. I appreciate everybody who's watching the videos that I've been creating. I'm going to keep going. There will be more. I'm making some changes. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week, I will not be here. I'm going to be working on some things, including the Qigong book, but I will not be teaching class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, I will be here with Wudang Qigong. The week after, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, not going to be here, so 2 weeks. I will be back probably the following week with at least some announcements for what's coming next. Thursday and Friday, Qigong class will continue. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.